All right, well, welcome. Wow, day one of another group cleanse. And number one, first thing always, congratulations. This is a journey. This is an investment in yourself and your own health. And it takes a lot of courage to change. And so we're just going to warn you, it's not always going to be comfortable. For most people, there are moments where it can be a little bit difficult to give up addictions because we all have some habits, right? And addiction is just a habit. And I think it's easy to grab for some of those habitual items that are processed or sugary or sweet. And so being a part of a 10-day transformation is a gift to yourself, whether you're doing the cleanse or the lifestyle. You've said yes to making some changes and to flooding your body with super nutrition and greens while giving it some high quality protein, your super aminos. You all know this because you're on day one of the cleanse, and the purpose of our group call tonight has a video that will also be recorded for replay but also live. It's just to help people who are doing the transformation understand a little bit more about the program. We've looked at the Facebook page. There's a couple questions that came up on the page. We'll cover those a little bit. But I want to just thank Lisa, and Heather for being on the line here with me. Hi, you guys.
Hi, everyone. Aloha. Congratulations. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Hey, Heather, you have helped people cleanse for so many years. You love Purium, and you've been helping people through the Purium transformation. What would be just a few good tips, general tips for people?
General tips. Wow. Just really understand from the beginning that you're basically on a 2-hour schedule. Every 2 hours, you're going to be doing something. And for the first moment, the first thing on your schedule, you can eat something if you want, a flex food, and then you'll be alternating 2 hours with a smoothie, and then your aminos where you can eat again, and then 2 hours later with a smoothie, and you do this so 3 sets of times. So you get 3 smoothies through the day, and you get 3 opportunities to eat either a flex food, or you can have like a flex meal for lunch. If you are going to do a meal, then I would say do it at lunchtime. And so, just schedule yourself accordingly. So if it's like 8 a.m., you have your first aminos, then 10, you'd have your smoothie, and then that would set you up to have 12 o'clock aminos, and that's a good time for lunch. So just kind of think along those lines, and drink lots, and depending on where you are, if you're somewhere it's cold, then a blender is great to make warm soups out of some of the flex foods. And I also just want to point everyone to our file in our Purium Lifestyle group on Facebook. You will see a tab that says files. It's chock full of information. So it's got my and Joy and I have compiled this over the years. Lifestyle choices for a deeper cleanse. It's got great tips in there for how to take your cleanse deeper, and lifestyle practices that you can incorporate, that you can do after the cleanse. And just keep apprised of our Facebook page, posts there. And if you need any questions or support, we're there to support you, and set a goal. What are your intentions?
Wow, you covered a lot. I love it.
I did. I know we're shortening this call, so I'm like
down to it. But that's really perfect, and I appreciate what you said about the resource of enhancing the cleanse. And you can see I'm in a warm jacket. A lot of us are in cold weather, so pureeing and having warm is a really good idea as well. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen for a second, and I want to make sure people are navigating our Facebook page okay. So this is our 10-day transformation private Facebook page. This is where people are asking questions. We're posting these videos. We'll post this call. But Heather was commenting under the files section. There's wonderful resources here. Tips on your transformation. This is a tracker to help you schedule. A lot of people ask questions about the prenatal and nursing. So there's the FAQs. There's a lot here that can help you. But most importantly, feel really free and open This is a really special group of people here, and a lot of them are health practitioners. A lot of the people on this page have been through the transformation. So if you have any questions, we really want you to go ahead and post and ask us so that, you know, we can definitely help answer the questions. And on that note, maybe Lisa Schumacher, you are a health practitioner. You are doing the transformation. I'd love for you to share two things if you're okay with it. First, your success. And secondly, what would you say to someone who's going to be working, like they have a job? Because I know you've been working your job while you do the transformation. So what were some ways that you got through a busy life plus doing such a change in your diet?
I take the shake pre-made either in a baggie or if I'm going to be all day, I have a few shakers. And I like, instead of eating an apple, I like unsweetened applesauce. And they have these little kid packs, unsweetened applesauce at Trader Joe's. They're perfect. You can just put them in, and it tastes so good when you're doing this to treat yourself. I also avail myself of the cucumber, and I have an avocado every day. It's the biggest treat with some sea salt on it. My success, when I did my first transformation, I lost 7 pounds. So it showed up on the scale, but it showed up in the, I lost inches. And I went down 2 sizes. And now I love doing the transformation because I really don't have to think. I don't have to think about what I'm going to do because it's set out for me. So for me, it's kind of like taking a vacation from worrying about shopping and cooking and preparing. I mean, part of it is the simplicity. Gives me a break on so many levels. I think it's easy. Did I answer your question?
You did. What number transformation is this for you?
Oh gosh, 7.
And so you said you lost 7 pounds on the first one, but all in all, you've gone down 2 pant sizes, right?
Yeah, but this one I am going to follow to the letter. Like the others, I allowed myself maybe an indulgence, maybe some hummus or, but this I really want to focus on doing a pure transformation and see what I can do.
Wow. Well, good luck. We're here to support you. And I want to speak to what you said about not following it exactly, because some of you who are right now on day 1 and it's your first transformation, oh my goodness, absolutely. The more you can follow to the letter, the better results you're going to have. But look at Lisa and me and a lot of us who were 80% on the program or 90%, or we went out one evening midweek and we had a meal at a party with some friends. And guess what? The very next day we just got back on the program. Something that came up on the Facebook page was a woman who was talking about replacements for caffeine and coffee. And if you want to go cold turkey and give up caffeine, you can absolutely try that. But if you're having heavy symptoms, there's a lot of studies that show it's better to slowly let go of caffeine. So these are kind of modifications you can consider. And so if you're on day 1, it's your first transformation, just do the best you can, because you can't really go wrong if you keep taking the super aminos and you keep taking the power shake and you take the super lights and the super cleanser and your apothecary. You're going to be giving your body so much easy to assimilate nutrition. So you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. You're doing a favor to your body. And if you eat a lot less than usual and hopefully, follow the Flex Food program, you're going to have even better. So I'm gonna mute out some audio here. Hey, Elizabeth, Diane, otherwise known as Lisa, you've been helping a lot of people through transforming too, and maybe you can just share some great stories, but also any kind of tips you would offer to people.
Sure, you bet. Yeah, it's really been a joy to help people through their transformations. I haven't counted exactly how many, but I would say that all the people that have done a transformation that I've introduced them to it, I would say that 90% have lost weight and lost, significant pounds, and felt really good. And, we're really actually very pleasantly surprised. They've all said that it was easier than they thought, because I hear, a lot of people are just like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through it, or, whether they've done other cleanses or not, because a lot of the other cleanses people have done, when they talk to me about it, they say, well, they were 30 or 40 days and they were very difficult and they were very time consuming. Either they were juicing things every day and they're having to gather vegetables and all of that. But they said it was really easy, but they felt amazing. I had a few people. Anne is one example of a woman named Anne that I helped, and she had quite a bit of weight to lose. Of course, she didn't drop everything she wanted in her first 10-day transformation, but she did drop 18 pounds in her first transformation. And she said that what was the most important to her is that she recognized how much she had been avoiding this issue of how to manage her health because of so many past disappointments. And this time when she did her 10-day transformation and she got on the scale on day 2 and she'd already lost 4 pounds, she was overjoyed. And she was also, she was a little reserved. She was kind of like, okay, let's see what happens now with the rest of the days. But by day 10, when she had lost, 17 pounds and many inches, I'm not sure how many inches, she was so grateful. And she said that she now finally is not afraid to step on the scale. She's not feeling so helpless anymore about her health. So I felt that was a really wonderful thing for a person to find that there's some hope when they've been struggling for so long and become so disheartened. And now that's completely changed for her. And I think it's same for other people who have been dealing with weight issues for a long time. So I have had a couple other people that have lost significant weight who do tell me they're so grateful and they want to continue because they go, okay, this works and I feel good and I know I'm treating my body well. And so they're then saying, okay, how can I continue? So I think that my advice for people this is day 1. And so if you have any apprehension at all, just know that it's going to get easier each day, and that the results, whether you see weight loss or not, the results are profound. I do have one person who she's done 4 transformations now. In her 4th transformation, she did not lose as much weight. And she was kind of bummed. And that was in the winter. And I said, wow, well, you've been under a lot more stress, but you're still cleansing your body. And by the end, she was so glad she'd done it, because she knew that this was during the holiday season. She didn't gain any weight. She knew that she was eating more comfort foods because it was winter time, and that she was doing something really great for herself. She still felt healthier and more energized at the end, and she's still doing continuation, with the power shakes and aminos every day, and doing other things in addition, like Be Energetic and aloe vera, things like that, to help with her energy and immune system, and helping her adrenals during stress. So sometimes if there's a lot of stress, our bodies just don't want to, let go of as much, but we're still cleansing. We're still setting ourselves up for, weight loss down the road as we continue the lifestyle. It'll happen.
Oh, I love hearing the stories every day. We get to hear these incredible people all over the country who are just giving themselves this gift and making dramatic changes. People with big issues, blood sugar issues. And we've helped a lot of people get off of alcohol too, just by flooding the body with all the micronutrition. Heather, I was going to ask you maybe here if you want to take a few minutes and just share maybe a couple like ways that we could enhance the program. So we all know about the Purium products, and we've been studying the products, but since you help so many people cleanse, a few other ideas of what people can do to really make the most of their 10 days.
Thanks, Joy. Yeah, I think the probably number one thing that all of us can use more of in our diets are enzymes. And Purium has a really great enzyme, and acidophilus. And during a cleanse is a great time to do kind of enzyme therapy for yourself, which means usually we take enzymes just before the meal or with the meal, and it helps. But when you're doing on the Purium cleanse, and when we're doing so much liquids, you can actually take enzymes between meals. And even at night, like you can take 4 additional enzymes when you take your cleanser, your colon cleansing things, and that will help to, with a systemic, like a whole system, deep cleanse. So I would really, if there's one thing to add, that you could add would be the enzymes, and then the acidophilus that build that the healthy bacteria in the gut to help us keep the digestion rolling, because we're giving our body a break, but we're flooding it with super nutrition, and this is one of those things that you want to you build your gut bacteria. So
I'm really glad. Those are 2 of my favorite products. I love I love the probiotics, and most of you are members of Purium. Most people choose to be a member for the discounted pricing, so you can definitely go online and take a look at the probiotics, the enzyme advantage. Heather, I know you have a couple really yummy recipes. You use the aloe with lemon.
Right, my favorite.
What's your famous drink that gets us through the program?
Right, so it's like my favorite. It's kind of like a cherry lemonade, and so the pocket cherry is the you put some pocket cherry in, and then you put some fresh squeezed lemons or limes. You can add aloe, you add a little cayenne pepper. Cayenne is great, to add spices to your foods. Cayenne's one of them that you want to add at this time. Also, even cinnamon is great. And then if you need to sweeten it a little bit, I would just suggest using Joy. It's stevia. I like liquid stevia is my favorite. Liquid stevia. And you can even kind of make yourself, if it's cold out, hot toddy, ginger, turmeric. It would be really great drink to be drinking right now. Even adding turmeric powder in with the ginger. And you can have, since we can have apples, maybe a little apple in there and make a nice warming hot toddy to be drinking at this time. So those are a couple of drink ideas, but yeah, I love. We drink that all the time, whether or not we're on the cleanse or not. So we're always drinking the apothecary, and it's so super loaded with vitamin C, and the apothecary is an amazing product. The tart cherry, so. Great. And also it helps to relax us, so it boosts the serotonin levels, so it gives you a good night's sleep. So actually I like to make it as a evening, it's like your evening liqueur as well, without so much water. You just put a little in, and you can put it in a wine glass, and it's like you're sipping on a nice liqueur or something, because it's really yummy.
Well, one thing I'm really getting out of this conversation, actually with everyone, from the applesauce to the little toddy, is let's enjoy the food we do get. Mm-hmm. And the mentioning of just having the broths, having tea in the wintertime, keeping ourselves really warm. So I wanna pull up one more resource for everyone who's watching this, and then we'll close out with a little bit more Q&A or tips. But we do have this YouTube channel, and you can see it is packed with information, interviews with doctors, testimonies, So you are welcome to go to choosepurehealth.com and then click on the YouTube link. And if you're feeling like you want a little extra inspiration, I would recommend taking a look at one of these videos. You'll see before and afters. And you can learn a lot more specifically, for example, like the power of our super amino. This is a really great interview. So you get why this proprietary, patented amino profile that is vegan and pre-digested is so extremely important. Not just to cleansing and building muscle and losing fat, but to overall health, to the radiance of our skin, and to our internal organs, our heart, etc. So sometimes we just take the products and we forget that they are extremely good for us, and that by knowing and getting more and more educated as to how they're good for us, for me at least, it's even more inspiring to take them, and it supports me in my intention. It really supports me in combining the education with the intention I set out for at the beginning. And Heather, you mentioned earlier the importance of really being clear on why you're doing the 10 days and what you want out of it. And so for day one, if you haven't yet written down, hey, my goals are and why I'm doing this is, please do that for yourself. And the other thing I would say is reach out to whoever invited you to the Purium 10-Day Transformation. Let them know you made it through day one. And some people like support, some people don't. Let that person know. But I personally think it's kind of fun to be accountable with a team. And I also like knowing that if I have a question or I meet a challenge, I have someone who's going to say, don't give up. Keep with it. Keep with it. Because it is 10 days, which is longer than a week. It is 10 days, and that takes a lot of discipline. We have a couple more minutes. Lisa, either one of you want to share anything else for the people who are going to listen into this call tomorrow and the next day?
I love the resources that you offer, Joy, so I just want to encourage people to at least take a little bit of time and review them and see what's available. One of the things when I first transformed, it was important for me to understand was the importance of daily elimination, because that hadn't been, my body wasn't doing that. And so I think that that's a key thing to remember when you're starting out is to have the resources handy, like, well, what do I need to do then if I don't go each day? So yeah, that's a bit of advice I'd like to add. I think it's important.
Thank you. Every day, 1 bowel movement minimum, everyone. It's really important. Lisa, you want to add anything else?
It's cold now, in the 30s, and I had been doing the transformation in the warm weather, and I had some organic bouillon, and I thought, why not? I made a nice hot cup of bouillon, and it, this clear broth, and it was very satisfying. So sometimes it's just the warmth and not so much the bulk, and that is a simple little solution. You can carry bouillon cubes with you too. That's so easy.
I love your practical ideas. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm gonna wish you all a really beautiful transformation. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording and then stay on the line for anyone who has questions. And then for any of you that would like to hear David Sandoval live do the company transformation call, I would recommend that you pop on that right away. And if you're looking for telephone numbers, just remember that you can always go to our website, Choose Pure Health. And I'll show you right now real quick. If you go to the events page, you will see all the calls that are available and when they are. And so the telephone number is right there for you. And it is 712-432-7658. And the code is 7873. All right. Thanks, everyone.